So it is more important than ever to invest in this time, right? It's important to invest time, effort, resources into building an online presence. So we know how important the online business and the presence is, right? Especially for your small business. And it starts with having a good website. But there are a few things to check and balance before launching your website, right? Shamika Richards tells us more. Hi, Shamika. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Debbie. How are you?
How are you, my fintech chick?
I am great. I am good on this Saturday morning. How are you doing?
I'm very good, very good. Let's get into it, Shamika. Now, fintech chick, what is that? For persons who may not know.
It's actually a mashup between fintech, as in financial technologies, and chick, as in meaning girl, lady. And I actually work in financial technology, so I decided to merge the two to form fintech chick. So that's how the name came about. But we're actually a business consulting firm. We operate remote, and our aim is just really to help small businesses, or businesses on a whole, use tech tools and technology in how they can operate more efficient and help to grow their business exponentially. So,
I love that. I love that. So let's talk about the role of a QA. What is that role about, and what's the responsibility that a QA would have?
Okay, so just for layman's term, a QA would really be validating or testing software, any software that a company produces, right? So we basically do a comparison to how the software is at present to what is expected out of the requirements. So let's say a business analyst creates that documented that the website is supposed to collect orders, process payments, etc. So as a QA, I would come in and make sure that the site works with all these functionalities, etc., and find any other defects or bugs, as we call it, in system testing. So yeah, that's what the role of a QA is essentially.
Yeah, and in this time and age, Shamika, I mean, everybody is saying get a website for yourself. Even if you don't have a business, get something for yourself. Own your name. You know, get your domain down, because you may never know. You may have an idea that you want to move on. So let's talk about the importance of a website for those who are not sold yet on the idea of websites.
So if you're not sold, I'm going to try and sell it to you. Yes. So honestly, the main aim of you getting a website is so people can find you, because there's billions of us in the world. So if you're not just your customer base is not just limited to Jamaica or limited to wherever you're from. You can have customers in Israel and you're here in Jamaica. So that's one of the key things of getting a website, is to allow customers to find you, right? Secondly, it allows you to spread your business, let other people know about you, let people know what you're doing, let people know what's going on with you. And it's also important for you to share content. So whether you love blogging, whether you like to talk about sewing, have a website to share that passion or whatever it is that you're passionate about. So definitely that's why I would suggest business owners or just anyone in general to get a website and get it up and running.
Yeah. And is it okay for me to have both a website and social media presence as well? Because I know many businesses right now that are big on social media without a website. How important is it for small businesses to move off social media, or not just rely on social media alone?
It's important because, to be honest, social media can't do everything for you, especially if you're trying to run a full-fledged business where you're trying to move away from your 9-to-5 and have this standalone company where you're pouring everything into. You're unable to automate certain processes on social media, so you can't really communicate with customers apart from through the DMs, which can get overwhelming after a while, especially if you're having hundreds of customers coming to you. That's not efficient. Who's going to scroll through their DMs every day taking orders? No. And it's easier. So there's also, imagine this, there's a time difference. So you have a customer in Israel, you're in Jamaica, it's 3 a.m. and it's morning for him, bright and early. You're going to be up at 3 a.m. answering customer queries or placing an order. No, that's so ineffective. So inefficient, and that's definitely not going to help scale your business. So for me, it provides that automation, and that's what we're trying to get to try to empower business owners to get to that place where they're automating certain processes and they're able to basically sleep and make money in their sleep through having a website or through having these or moving away from social media to help their business grow and it's standalone, and they can do other things in the future and not just solely focus on this one venture alone.
Yeah, and for many people, when they hear website, they're thinking, oh my God, it costs so much money. Oh my God, it's going to break the bank. Who's going to maintain it? Who's going to, make sure that I'm doing all the things and doing the validation checklist and all of that kind of thing? I mean, what would you say to persons who have that fear?
Well, that's where we come in, Debbie. Like we FinTech, we here at FinTech, we have an amazing partnership with Elite Edge Digital, which is our marketing company that we work with, and they help to create, build, test, maintain your website month after month for a low cost. So they can definitely reach out to us, and we'll set them up nicely with a lovely package.
Yeah, I love that with FinTech. And what is it that separates you, FinTech, from the other online hosts, I'm breaking up, I think. All right, so you're hearing me now, good, right? All right, so what separates FinTech from the other host platforms that are there online? You can go online right now and buy a platform for like $9.99. Yeah. So what separates your business from the other hosting platforms online?
Well, the other hosting platforms online, they're not going to build a website for you. They're not going to take you from point A to point B while teaching you. So in the event that something happens on your website, you're empowered enough to go into the back end to resolve that issue without coming back to us. So that's the difference with us. We're empowering business owners while basically holding the reins a little bit, but giving them enough freedom to be able to do these things on their own. And we provide that support for them, So that's the difference between us. A lot of companies just build a website, hand it over to you, and you're like kind of trying to figure out what is it that you're supposed to do. Something broke, you have to kind of go back to them, and eventually those costs add up. So imagine having a company who is constantly maintaining your website month after month for a low cost. Like that's really differentiates us from our competitors.
Yeah, and FinTech ensures that my data is protected as well, because security becomes a big part of the conversation. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So definitely that's something that we do. We provide security to make sure that your website is safe, and we're constantly upgrading the firewall, etc.
Okay, good. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much, Shamika, for all of that. Thank you very much. I love that. I'm going to get my own website now, guys. Remember that? I'm going to call you, girl. I'm going to call you.
Call me.
I'm going to call you. Remember, guys, an online presence, if executed properly, can be the difference between small business success and failure, right? Thank you so much again, Shamika Richards, project and QA consultant at FinTech Chick Caribbean. Now, up next, we discuss building your on-screen confidence right here on Weekend Smile.